Okay. So, before we get into the game proper, I do want to talk about the Game Awards because I watched them. And, I am completely apathetic. That is my genuine thought after watching the Game Awards. Listen, going into them, I knew Claire Obscure was going to win everything. The only thing it didn't win, by the way, that it was nominated for was the Player's Choice, which technically it wasn't nominated for. But yeah, it was the only thing it didn't win that it was nominated for. Was the Player's Choice Award. But on top of that, on top of Exhibition 33 winning everything, because that was boring, because I saw that coming a mile away, I don't think there was a single announcement I was excited for. A single. I don't think there was a single thing I was like, yeah, I'm excited for that. And if there was, it wasn't coming out till 2027 anyways, so I'm not going to get excited now. I just... I don't know, man. Like, I'm not mad or anything. It's just like... I don't know. Is it weird that I kind of miss E3? I kind of miss E3. Like, a lot. I don't... I don't know. New Resident Evil looks cool, I guess. Not really too excited for it, but it looks cool. The other thing I did want to talk about... Is it in general? Oh, yeah, was this. So, supposedly, take us with a grain of salt, the new Chaos Shuffle stuff was leaked a bit. And, yeah, we've got... So apparently these are the add-ons that will be excluded from Chaos Shuffle. These are the add-ons that were excluded from Chaos Shuffle. Apparently this is happening in January, so let that sink in. You can take a look if you'd like. It's in the server if you want to see it. It's in the general chat. I sat here for a solid 20 minutes looking through all of these, trying to figure out what the logic was to banning certain add-ons. I was like, okay, it must be pick rate, right? It must be the add-ons with the highest pick rate. But then I realized Artists won, and then Chucky's, and then Xenomorphs, and then Singularities. And then I was like, okay, so it has to be add-ons that do status effects. No, again, Chucky, Straight Razor isn't here. Like, okay, then it must be add-ons that affect, like, change how the power works? But no, the Wesker still has the medallions. And Dracula isn't losing anything but Pocket Watch for some reason. I genuinely don't know what the reason behind these are. Honestly, the one exception to the add-on bans give us for me was add-ons that affect how the power works from a design perspective. So like, for example, like Trapper, I would ban out Trapper Sack. Not because it's bad or too powerful, but because it can really affect how you play the killer. Like, a lot. Yeah, also for some reason, like, I'm also weird at, like, why is Pyramid Head losing half of his add-ons? And Artist is only losing one? Like, what? Genuinely, what is the through line? Like, I don't understand what the reason for banning certain add-ons was. I would love the devs to tell us what the reason was, but I don't think even they know. Yeah, like add-ons I'm thinking of that like genuinely change how the power works. I would think like photo on Wesker, Matchbox on Nurse, Trapper Sack on Trapper, Eerie Head on Huntress. Like the donuts, the ones that like change the shape and size of your shock for Doctor. Uh, like stuff like that, I would be fine with being banned. Tuft of hair for Michael Myers, like stuff like that, I'm fine with being banned and not allowed to be rotated out. Because like that makes sense. It's like, okay, well, I'm playing Myers. I want to play Myers, right? Springtrap Chosen ones baffle me too. Like the only one in here that I would consider like good is like Indo CPU and maybe Access Panel. And then the other three are just, or the other four are just kind of like, okay, why? Why these four? And then it was also weird too because on Freddy they're getting rid of, you can't get swing chains, which makes no sense. Because I was like, oh, well maybe it's because it blocks windows, but then Springtrap still gets Remnant? Like I don't get it. Yeah, and Freddy's hat isn't in there either. Like it's so odd. I don't understand the logic. Is it add-ons that like interact with perks in weird ways or something? Is that what it is? Now it can't be anti-exhaustion because Pig still has her anti-exhaustion one. Yeah, and Pyramid Head has his. There has to be some reasoning. Hang on a second. Wait. Hold up. Let me double check something for Deathslinger real quick, because I don't know his add-ons offhand. Am I dumb? Hang on. Reduces terror radius, okay. And what's the other one that does it? Doesn't Deathslinger have two that reduces terror radius? Yeah, Whiskey. Yeah, they got rid of both of his terror radius ones. And his meme add-on. And you can't even say it's meme add-ons either, because some of the other killers still have theirs. What else did Deathslinger lose? What, chewing tobacco? Increases the mending time for survivors by 1.5 seconds. Okay, and the rickety chains. Yeah, it's such an odd selection. Like, where's Sadako? Sadako. I don't know Sadako's add-ons like in the slightest. What does the mirror do? Increases the duration of the intermittent invisibility from after manifesting by 2 seconds? Okay. Survivors suffer from blindness. This effect lingers for... Okay, and then... Projections no longer turns off to... Like... Okay... It's not blindness either, because Clown Cell has his blindness one. What did Vecna lost like 3 of his purples? That's insane. Like I would love to know the reasons. Like I said, I'm all for Chaos Shuffle having random add-ons. I've said it's needed that like forever. I like that idea. I always have. But like I don't know. I almost opened Dark Raiders. Maybe there's some through line I'm not thinking of. I or can we be replaced by perks? See, I thought that too. But like, what does that even mean for some of them? Because that's not all of them. Like, there has to be some through line. I don't know what it is. I'm looking for logic where there is none. And again, there's not even me being mad at the devs. Like, for one, it's a leak, so we don't even know if it's true. Second, like, maybe there is a reason that I just don't understand. Maybe it was just case by case. They were just like, Pyramid Head can't, Pyramid Head can't get his charge back faster when he M2s, I guess. Well, no, see, I thought that too. Maybe it was synergy with other add-ons, but Artist only lost Feather. Maybe the logic was the aneurysm we all had along the way. You're so right. Chat, I don't really have a plan for today. Can I get a mistletoe? Can I get a mistletoe, please? Hooray! But they still have Copper Ring? I mean... what is a jolly build? Tell me a jolly build. There's a jolly build. There's a jolly build. It's red and green, just like Christmas. Oh, both Lynxes are here. We can do the Lynx thing. Fine, I'll do it now. Fine, we'll do it now. If you're new to the Pyramid Head streams, welcome. If you're not new to the Pyramid Head streams, you know what's about to happen. Hooray! Builds that spread Christmas cheer like a blistering, festering infection. You're so right. Haste build with P head after the Jolly. I can do it now. What do you want? Full haste? What do you want specifically? Also, thank you for the $2, Geebish. Okay, the ears I feel are very important. So I'll throw you guys a bone for that. Hang on. Let me double check something. Did I put it in random? I didn't. Did I put it in Silent Hill stuff? Where did I put it? I didn't put it in video stuff. Where the fuck did I put the sword? Where did I put the kniff? I was so certain I put the... Hang on. Where did I put it? It is in Silent Hill stuff. Why didn't I see? I hate it here. I hate it here. Beautiful. There we go. It's the links of our dreams, chat. Full haste? Okay, we can do full haste. How far can we take this? How far can we take the make pyramid an animal thing? The ears of a lynx are very important. Okay, full haste. I don't even... Batteries. Rapid.
My friend, you have met a
Unbound.
terrible demise. But, you know, I don't feel too bad about it. After all, if it weren't from me, it would have just been from someone else, you know? I guess what I'm trying to say is life goes on. Well, for everyone else, life goes on, not for you.
Does he have anything he has in haste?
That's neither here nor there. It reminds me of one summer day in the park. I was having just a delightful picnic with my good friend Orville. And I said to him, Orville, I have a story. And he said to me, what's the significance of the story? And I said to him, Orville, not every story has to have significance, you know? Sometimes a story is just a story. If you try to read into every little thing and find meaning in everything anyone says, You'll just drive yourself crazy. Had a friend do it once. Wasn't pretty. We talked about it for years. And not only that, but you'll likely end up believing something you shouldn't believe, and thinking something you shouldn't think, or assuming something you shouldn't assume, you know? Sometimes, I said, a story is just a story.
Delay
Just
is
be
big.
quiet for
Sorry.
1 second of your life and eat your sandwich, okay? Of course, it was only then I realized...
Should
what
only be
that
5
sandwich
seconds.
Poor Orville was having such difficulty eating it. Elephants have those clumsy hands, you know? Actually, I suppose that's the problem. They don't have hands at all, do they? They're all feet. I couldn't imagine someone asking me to eat a sandwich with my feet. Now, if I recall correctly, there was a bakery nearby. I said to him, Orville, let me go get you some rye bread.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I'm unsure if elephants enjoy rye bread, but I assure you that Orville does. Now, this was on a Tuesday, which was good because rye bread was always fresh on Tuesday. They made sourdough bread on Monday and threw it out Wednesday, or rather, they sold it at a discount for people wanting to feed the ducks, and then probably at the end of the day, finally, they threw it all out. I don't recall. I do remember a man who would bring his son to the bakery every Wednesday and then go feed the ducks. He would buy all of the sourdough bread. Of course, you know, you're not supposed to feed the ducks sourdough bread at all. It swells up in their stomach and then they all die.
Right.
But, at least that's what I've heard. You know, I never saw any ducks die myself, but
I think at this
noticed
point
a
you have
substantial
seen the ducks
decrease in
die.
duck
I think you're lying,
population
Mr.
over the
Hippo.
course of a few years. I just never thought to stop the man and tell him that he was killing the ducks by feeding them sourdough bread. And if you want my opinion on the matter, and I told Orville this as well, if you want to feed ducks, or birds, or any kind for that matter, it's best to buy seed. I mean, when you think about it, breads of any sort don't occur in nature. They don't grow on trees or spring up from the bushes. I don't think birds know what to do with bread. What was I saying? Oh, yes. So I bought Orville some rye bread. What a fine day it was.
Yes, it was quite the fine day, I think.
Well, it seems that your journey has ended. Very sorry about that. It was always going to end this way, of course. If it weren't by me, it would have just been by some other, terrible thing. Just, you could not imagine how terrible it would be. Just, I get scared thinking about it. Glad it's not me. It reminds me of a time I was speaking to my good friend Orville. We were sitting on a park bench watching the pigeons. I was on the left, he was on the... Oh, wait, was I on the right or left? Anyways, it doesn't matter. We were sitting on there watching the pigeons. And I said to Orville, friend, those birds are frozen. And he kind of looked at me like I lost my mind. But I reminded him that it was winter, and often birds will sit in a tree until they freeze. Then they sort of fall to the ground until the sun warms up and they can, move around again. So I said to Orville, you might as well save those breadcrumbs until the birds thaw, because they can't very well enjoy them in the condition they're in. To which he asked what I meant, and asking what condition the crumbs should be in before he threw them to the birds, assuming that I meant the birds couldn't enjoy the breadcrumbs in the condition that the crumbs were in, when in fact I had meant the birds could not enjoy them in the condition that the birds were in, considering that the birds were frozen. So he took a moment and then threw his last handful onto the ground. I said to him, Orville, why did you throw the breadcrumbs to the birds when I just told you they're frozen? To which he responded, the breadcrumbs are not frozen. Again, misunderstanding my words. I didn't mean to say that the breadcrumbs were frozen when I said I told you they're frozen. I'd been referring to the birds. In hindsight, what I should have said was, and this would make perfect sense, why did you throw the breadcrumbs to the birds when the birds are frozen? He misunderstood upon my correction, stating that he didn't know what else to do with the breadcrumbs, and that perhaps, when the birds thawed, they'd still be able to eat the crumbs. So I said to Orville, and this is what I said to him, I said, Orville, the birds may be dead.
I'm glad the birds may be dead. And that's 2 gens down. If you want to feed the ducks, you must be a duck. Yes, you must be a duck. That's the only way to feed ducks properly. I was trying to avoid flashlights. Machine learning is quite trash. I mean, it can be good. You know, if I didn't get ran the entire time for that first chase. Good dodge. Boop. It would be great if I actually vaulted to get use out of Unbound. Did it redo the same one? I didn't know it worked that way. I've been close. Stable still tormented. I can go after her in a second. I don't see them. Machine learning can feel bad if gens are flying, which a lot of games they are. I mean, that's not even necessarily the problem. Like, I don't even know who I went after, if I'm perfectly honest with you. I meant to cage him, by the way. Where's the third gen? Oh, I didn't even know it was over there. No. Yeah, there's one there. Oh, they're both over here. Okay. Also, a reminder, it doesn't work on the last gen. Okay, and then we'll send her over there with them. There's no window to vault. Great. I'm a goddamn genius. Well, it's just a bug. It's supposed to work on the last gen. It just isn't. Oh, we had Addy. Yeah, it triggered. You heard the sound and everything, and it just said no. What? You're just gonna let the Sable die, huh? I still got my 2K. I'll take it. Oh, nice. I didn't think he'd actually take it. Alright, Dwight. You might want to get out of here. What's on everyone's Christmas list? For me, it's money. It's gotta be money. I still hit him while I was blind. Let's go. Nah, I'm at a point in my life where I don't really have a Christmas list anymore. It sucks, but you know. I feel bad for the Sable. They just let her die on hook? No. My mom was asking me, she's like, what do you want for Christmas? And I'm like, well, you see, if I want something, I just kind of buy it. So, nothing. Gonna get wireless. I should probably get a new wireless headset for work, honestly. Maybe Game of Foot might work over machine learning. It's up to you, Gibbous. It's up to you. You're the one who paid for this. So we could try Game of Foot. Just remember that Pyramid Head doesn't really break pallets. He doesn't really vault windows either. Wow, there are so many perks that just don't really work that well in Pyramid Head just because of how he plays. Can't use hook perks because cages. Can't use vault perks because you really don't vault that many things. Can't use pallet breaking perks because you really don't want to break pallets most of the time. Can't use M1 perks because you're primarily M2. Can't use undetectable perks because he's loud as shit. Like, I mean, you can use those perks, I guess, but, like, it's really funny to think he doesn't really work with that many perks. Does it work with Goblet? It should? The problem is I would have to do it while I'm chasing the Obsession. So I would have to be chasing the Obsession, and they would have to go to a pallet. They would have to go to a pallet that's in a straight line that would get me the hit and break the pallet. Then if they're healthy, I would get the haste and be able to, you know, hunt them down. If they're injured, I mean, I guess I get the haste for the pickup? No, that's actually not necessarily true. If I hit a survivor with a basic attack. If I hit them with the M2, it wouldn't change it. Pyramid is a weird beast. I've never really realized how, like, little synergy he really, really has. Like, it's kind of impressive. I feel like he suffers, the more I think about it, the same issue that Chucky suffers from, except his add-ons are more diverse. That's, like, the only difference. It's like you can't use all of these perks because of how your kit works. The difference is Pyramid Head can't use hook perk. I mean, again, you can. You can. I don't know why you would. Like, there's not very many situations outside of in-game I can think of. There's not many situations I can think of outside of in-game where it's like, why wouldn't you just cage them? I'm sure there's some, like, at like, some circumstances, but, like, they're not common, I feel. Swanky on a lot of killers. Not really. I think Skull Merchant ironically uses it very well. He just doesn't use them literally as well as everybody else. Well, that's the thing. Yeah, it's just like... synergy is important. Like, I feel like that's a prime example right there. Also, I was not paying attention if anyone had flashlights. The other problem is I feel like until later in the match, a lot of people don't, I thought I heard pitter-patters. A lot of people don't, fuck, what's the word? A lot of people don't... drop pallets until, like, they're in the clear, you know? Oh, that was... I don't know if he did that on purpose, but that was really good. And he's tormented. Yui's tormented. So we do that. We head back. Oh, can I keep Unbound, though? Good dodge. You're already tormented. Why do you care? Good shit, man. I don't think I'm gonna be able to catch her. No, I gotta leave her. Went around the backside. It's gonna be one of those, huh? What's the best color for scratch marks? Probably purple. I prefer cyan. I might switch to purple, though. But mostly purple. Purple, like, stands out against everything. Not a lot of the maps have anything purple on them, so, like, there's nothing to, like, clash with it. That works for me. I think we're about to be down fully. Oh, and this one's almost done too. Okay. Boop. Oh, well. I held the button to do it and the game said no. That's fun. Yeah, I think it's match. Seriously though, the more I use Goblet, the more I'm not the biggest fan of it. She's gonna walk back over to that one. That works for me. Boop. In fact, yeah, I might switch to purple. GG's. For Kanye West in DBD? Okay.